Good afternoon, Andoni.
Afternoon.
You've not got your kit on, you're looking a little bit casual today.
Yes, we are training very late today, and still was not ready. The clothes were not ready in the changing room, so I will wait.
Busy focusing on the last 3 games of the season. It's been an incredible campaign for Bournemouth. If someone had said to you at the start of the season you'd be 8th with 3 games to go, what would you have said?
Obviously, it's a scenario that we've been fighting a lot to be here. It looked very difficult at the beginning of the season. Now it's getting closer, and we are there in the mix, definitely. No, still we need to win points against very difficult opposition, and not everything is under our control, really, because it's also depending on what happens in the cup and these things. But I think we are in a lovely spot. But also it's difficult. It's still very difficult.
Have you set yourself a points target for this next 3 games? Do you know what you need to get to ensure that you finish 8th and potentially then can have some form of European football?
We don't know. The only thing we know is if we were to finish 8th, the 9 points. Then it doesn't matter what the others team do. But obviously it's very difficult because we are facing Villa tomorrow. It's a very, very good team. They are coming in a great run. We are playing against City next one, so it's going to be difficult. But we are coming also from winning at the Emirates. It was supposedly also a very difficult game. So now it's about competing very well, being efficient as a team, small details, keep the competitive mindset until the last minute, whatever is the result. And I think we are arriving in a good spot, no? And I have my confidence, but it's also true that we are facing tomorrow Villa, that I think they've won 6 from the last 7 in the Premier League, losing against City in the 95th minute. So basically they are coming in a great run, even better than ours. So we will need our very best and also be very, very good in the boxes like we were the other day.
This season has been exceptional for Bournemouth. Points tally, club record, club wins in a Premier League season, club record, goals conceded, best ever, goals scored, probably going to be another record. Do you need to finish with some form of European football for this season to be remembered as good as it has been?
I agree with you. I think we've been really good this season. I think if you analyze not only the points we have and the wins, all the stats we have this season, offensively, defensively, we are there with teams that are really better than us, and it's something to be proud of. And now we have to give the last push so we can get like something tangible from here, no? Obviously it's difficult, but to also get big rewards, you have to do big things and you have to beat big opponents, and we have the chance. We'll see if we are able not to do it.
Do you think this season will be remembered, regardless of what happens for the last 3 games, as a special season, as Bournemouth's best ever?
Yeah, I think so. From my side, yes, definitely. This season I felt we've really been very good for a sustained period. You know, it's not just we have one good run of games, or no. I think we've been consistently performing well, no, with better, worse moments, but we've been good. So now we have 3 games remaining, and we don't have to look too much about other opposition, what the other results are. Is the games we have are so difficult by themselves, but it's not, you know, you are facing Villa in a great moment, so if you want to get something, just 1 point tomorrow, you will have to be very, very good. Otherwise, it's not going to be good enough.
Looking ahead to the Aston Villa game in the Premier League, what's the latest team news for yourself? I know Dango had a scan this week. Will he be available?
No, Dango is out. He's out.
Is it long term?
Probably not very long term, but we are talking about 3 games remaining, so I really don't expect him for these 3 games because he has a massive injury in the adductor. It's a proper injury. It's a proper injury. Dango normally is very quick to recover, and I cannot say 100% he's not going to play, but normal conditions he's not gonna arrive for these 3 games, and it's a shame because I think he was in a great spot, great moment, physically, good work rate. I think he was but sometimes these things happen. He tried to continue the other day, even after the injury. I think he played 5-6 minutes, but the scans are pretty clear, and I think he will be out, yes, and we will have the other 3 injuries that we had past week. So yes, we will have these 4 players out, Ryan, Enes, Sini, and Dango now, yes.
You've mentioned Aston Villa's good form, like you rightly say, 6 wins in their last 7. However, I'm going to give you a stat now that contradicts possibly what you just said.
Yes, give me good stats.
Aston Villa away from home against the sides in the top 8 have only picked up 1 point from 18 points available. Just 1 draw away from home against those sides in the top 8. Why do you think Unai's side have struggled against the big teams in the Premier League, which of course, based on the current Premier League standings, Bournemouth are?
I think most of the teams struggle against the top 8 teams away from home. Is probably the most difficult scenarios, no? But if we want also to make them suffer and beat them, we will have to play like those big teams at home play, and this is not easy. It's a high level. You have to think that you can do it. All the games we played against them, I think 3 games here, I think 2 draws, one loss. We've been there. I think probably they've been a little bit better than us overall in the games, but we've been there. I think we've been not so far, and we've been quite competitive, and we will need to change some things so we can close this gap and be better than them, and we are working on these things. But I know it's going to be a difficult game because Unai always prepares very well his teams, and they are always very well organized, and they don't give you anything, and if you want something you have to be really good, and I hope we are.
Just final points for me. Jabo Alonso has announced he's leaving Bayer Leverkusen today. Someone you know well, someone you played for together at Spain, someone you've grown up with from a similar region, obviously in Spain. Just how good as a coach is he?
Xavi, I think he has always had the mindset, the mentality of a coach, even when he was playing. No, I think he comes also. I know his family, his brother, his father was a coach, a football player, so it wasn't a big surprise when he decided to go that route, and it's not even a big surprise that he has been so good. I think he understands the game very well. He also has this connection with the players, and I'm very happy because he's doing so well, and wherever he decides to go, I hope him all the best also, yes.
He's obviously been linked with some of the biggest jobs in La Liga. You understand the Spanish division very well, having played over 400 times. Could you see him at a big club? Could you see him going into one of the biggest clubs in the world and still performing at that level?
Yes, definitely. He has the level. I think we are not speaking about someone that has just started. It's true that he's not been for a lot of years, but he has won the Bundesliga. This is a great tournament and great achievement. Even with Real Sociedad second team, he got a promotion. He's done well, in the teams that he has been coaching, and definitely is one of the best coaches right now. Yes, I have no doubts.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Andoni, if selected, Adam Smith will reach a milestone, 400 games for the club this weekend. How big a help has he been for you in your time here?
Yeah, we are talking about big numbers. 400 games you have to be consistently performing very well, and fighting against your teammates for your position, sometimes starting, sometimes from the bench, and you can see why he has arrived to 400 games, because he wants to train well every day, If he plays, he's the best one training. If he doesn't, he's the best one training. He's someone who is very reliable. He understands well his strengths, his weaknesses. And I think the most difficult thing in football is this, to be consistent. Not one great season and no. Every season, be there, be available. When you don't have your best moment, still be there, contribute. And Adam has been this player for this club, no? For a lot of years, and I think he can still add more games to that amount that is already big, yes.
What sort of captain is he?
I think there are different ways of leading. No, I think definitely leads with example. He's someone who always trains very well. Doesn't matter the day, the mood, he plays, doesn't play, we win, we lose. There is a floor that is very high. In his worst moments also, normally he gives you the minimum level that is gives you confidence as a coach. You know, it's not normally you like to put the players that you can trust, and if they are amazing and brilliant one day, very good, but especially you want consistency, and I think Adam gives you this, yes.
I want to pick out two Aston Villa players, if I may. Morgan Rogers, he was actually here on loan a couple of years ago. Very young man, wasn't the greatest loan spell, but what he's blossomed into, how impressed have you been with him this season?
I think like everyone else, he's making the difference in the games. Definitely he's one of their best players, English national team player, I'm sure for a lot of years, and also he's adapting to new positions. Now he's playing more wide, more in the number 10 position, a little bit lower he can play, he's scoring goals, giving assists. He's so powerful when he carries the ball that a player playing inside that can do these things, when he carries, he can lift players behind. He's a difference maker for me, yes.
And Ollie Watkins gets a lot of plaudits, but Yuri Tielemans seems to make them tick. There's talk of him being their player of the season. Can you talk about his influence on them?
I think he's a player that has grown a lot this season. No, obviously he had experience before in the Premier League, and now I think he has been growing. I don't know if he's gonna be available or not at the end, but definitely he's giving assists. If you leave him time on the ball, he will punish you. And the problem with Villa is not one or two players. Even the ones that you see the bench from Villa in every game, the ones that are not playing on the bench, and are players that are very, very good, really good. So you cannot just make the plan, so, okay, we are going to try to cover Ollie Watkins or Morgan Rogers. So, no, they have a lot of, I know Asensio from La Liga is a gold thread. The ones in the middle, powerful players, there is a reasons, no? Why they are fighting for the Champions League, why they've been so good in the Champions League this season, because at the end they've lost until the end against PSG. That has been probably the best team, and we are playing tomorrow against a top team. I have no doubts, and a team that is also now quite healthy in this moment of the season, that we all have some injuries. They will miss one or two players, but no more, and that's why they are finishing strong the season also, no? And I think we will have to be very good. If we are normal, like I said against Arsenal, I don't think it's going to be enough. We will have to have some moments of someone to make the special things.
And just one on your preparation for a game. We've spoken many times about how you tape your fingers, but you're not superstitious.
No, I'm not.
And we're here today because you like training at home on the pitch the night before the game.
Yeah.
Can you just tell me, has that always been the case over the last couple of weeks, for example?
No, we've changed. We've tried this season. We tried before, I think, once we moved to the new training ground, against City at home, against Ipswich at home, training there, but definitely didn't work very well. So we've gone back to the things that were working, and we've improved the results from there, Fulham, United, and I hope we can finish strong. For me to train the day before in the stadiums is like not the start of the game, but it's like the click you need from the players to game is coming, we are here 24 hours. The feel also, for me as a player, I love to train in an empty stadium. The feeling you have is not the same goal you score in your training ground and you score here in these goals, in this net. Even if it's empty, I liked it. And I think there is a small advantage when we play at home that I think we can use, and I tend to like it. I don't know if it's something that gives us something or not. I want to think that gives us 1% more. That is huge.
It didn't work when you didn't do it.
Yeah, definitely didn't work. So.
But you're not superstitious.
No, this is not superstitious. These are facts, and we've seen it with results. And definitely, you have to. The small detail sometimes gives you a big advantage. So I don't think now in this moment we are not going to change.
Fair enough. Very best of luck.
Thank you.
Andoni, good afternoon. Congratulations on a record-breaking season. Bigger picture question about the science. Bournemouth are one of a number of clubs using technical data to analyse player performances. Every heartbeat, every run of a player, every tackle can be studied, and that data, what do you do with it? How valuable is it to you and your team?
For me, data is very valuable. It's something that probably when I used to play we didn't have so much. They didn't analyze us and scrutinize us, and they were not so aware if you run more, less, the high speed running, the max speed, these things, the number of passes, the balls you lose. Now we have maybe too much, but I like to analyze. At the end, not just one game, but you have data from 38 games, from past seasons, from all the trainings, from there are patterns that you see that there is a reason behind this. Sometimes it's dangerous. You can not only focus on data, but for the scouting department, for us analyzing the position, for us analyzing our performance, players, the load of training, the first symptoms of tiredness a little bit from game to game, the recovery, I think it's something that helps us, definitely helps us. It cannot be probably the most important thing, but for me, definitely a big help, yes.
And how does that data help you? I mean, you've won praise many times this season, the timing of your substitutes, the right player at exactly the right time. Does data come into that?
Yes, I think you try to analyze the performance of every player when they start, when they play 60 minutes, when they play 75, when they come from the bench, they play 45, they play 10 from the bench, and it's difficult just with data, no? For me, there is a stat that, I don't know, I haven't seen it, we do it manually, that for me is very valuable, where in basket, they use it a lot, is the plus minus. When you play, the minutes you play, what's your plus minus goals? This is for me, because it's not about you scoring, you giving the assist, I'm helping with my minutes my team to win. You are doing something good, even if it's not just a recovery run, just one clearance, one. So what you do when you are on the pitch, what the team is doing collectively when you are on the pitch, it's difficult just to leave it with goals, but I think it's something that can give you a reference in the long term, and I like to use, for example.
It clearly works.
Yeah, thank you.